How do you tell your parents that your dream is different without being called disrespectful? It's like we are living in two different worlds. They grew up with survival, and we are growing up to identity, and we don't even know where we are going. Okay, we are fully confused, and we don't want to go in a like I can see like Gen Zs and Gen Alpha, Gen Beta. Okay, coming generations, they don't want to be in the 9 to 5 culture. Okay, even me, including me, 9 to 5, but want freedom. Okay, and want stability. So in this episode, I'm not here to attack parents. I'm here to respect your voice, the voice of Gen Z, Alpha, and the coming generations, and the one that says I respect you, but I'm not with you. And this conversation might be the one which you could have with your family, but let's have it with me. Okay. So welcome to another episode of Freedom Podcast with Joshua Gonsalves, and in this podcast, I've broken this podcast into 5 topics. Okay, 5 topics, and we'll be going into that step by step. So my first topic is I'll be telling you about if you want to if you are having conflict with your parents, like your decision and your parent decision is like very different, then so the first thing which I want to tell you is you have to build trust. Okay, now trust is it takes you cannot buy trust. Okay, trust cannot be brought from money. Trust takes time to build. It takes years and months, and for different person trust it takes different time and duration to build trust. If you're having conflict with your parents are not able to decide. Now they might be they might be correct in some way, but even you might be correct in some way. Okay, now there is like i've I've come to know that anything what you do, everything becomes neutral to a point. Everything becomes neutral to a point. I've noticed that whatever I do, everything goes to neutral. Okay, like if your parents like convincing, you have to first build trust. You have to like if you have some proof of concept, like when i when I was small and after doing my own ways and like that some, but I'm not telling that always you might be correct. You have to like mix some opinions and just do that. Okay, my second thing which I want to tell you is you have to surround yourself with like-minded people. Okay, because you are the average of the 5% 5 people you spend time with. Okay, so you have to like if you want to uh, let's say if a person wants to build a lot of muscle. Okay, if you put him into Antarctica. Okay, if you put him in Antarctica, he won't be able to do it. Why? Because the environment has to support him, right? So you have to be in an environment of people who are like encouraging and care. And even I have been a part of ILH last 5 months, I guess, and they're very encouraging people out there. Okay, they encourage me a lot, and even now I feel good. Even the podcast recording, I have got advice from them when I feel low. Okay, I'm recording this podcast, and the third thing which I want to tell you is patience. Okay, now patience is the key. Now you can tell me even I don't have patience a bit. Okay, but I have to be a bit patient, because if I'm not patient a bit, because even if you're correct, even if you're going the correct way, even if I'm going and even if you are going in the correct way, in a certain point of time, what happens is we have a lot of hesitation. Okay, like I've read this line in a book Moonshots, okay, by Naveen Jain, and he says that for each phase of life, okay, each phase of life you go from different phases. Like in this you must have heard in that poem, what was that, like 7 ages of man, some school, then the lover, then the ballad. What is it? Huh. All the world's a stage. Okay, in 10th grade, one poem was there. All the world's a stage, and for every stage of life, there needs to be a certain amount of faith. Okay, there needs to be a certain amount of faith, but we have a lot of hesitation, and in hesitation there is no faith, only option. And this, I'm quoting that line, okay, I'm quoting that line. And this, and there's only option, and this hesitation is the death of hope. Okay, you have to be hopeful. Now I was reading a book, like now I am feeling like I am not very hopeful nowadays. Okay, really, my hope is going down. Then I was just reading today, I was reading a book, uh, Man's Search for Meaning, and it's a classical tribute to hope. Okay, I was just reading that today. I didn't finish it, but I'm just starting to read it. I read it half pages. I read it till page number 37, I guess. I have to just read it more. And just you have to be patient also for some cases, including myself. Okay, even I'm not patient nowadays. I need results fast. Okay, but there needs to be a certain amount of faith. Yes, and if there's no faith, there's only option, and then there is the end of hope. Now fourth thing which I want to tell you is you have to have role models in life. Like, if you I have role models, like this Elon Musk, and founder of Apple, along Steve Jobs. And initially Apple was not created by Steve Jobs. Okay, Apple was created by someone else. Steve Jobs was only just I came to know this by my mentor Sids. Okay, and he said that Apple was not created by Steve Jobs. Okay, Apple was created by somebody else. Okay, I forgot his name. Most people don't know him. Okay, Apple was not created by Steve Jobs. And big companies like Apple and companies, they don't create products for others. Okay, when they started their business, they created their products for themselves. Okay, I just came to know this, like I was just researching about this. So that's all. So I want to just recap this. Okay, first thing is you have to build a lot of trust with your parents. If you're having conflict with your parents, first thing, you have to build a lot of trust. Second thing, which you have to surround yourself with like-minded people. Like I have a lot of people who are my father's and mother's ages. Okay, in our community, and they are like very encouraging, and even I don't have to tell my parents what to do. If I tell my parents what to do, they don't believe me. Okay, but if they are age group of people, tell them what to do, what I have my same goals, and their age group people tell my parents what to do, they do it. But if I tell, they don't do it. Okay, so surround yourself with people who are bigger than you and who have the same goals like you. Yes, this is the second thing. Third thing is have a lot of patience. And I'm recording this podcast because I'm feeling very low nowadays, so they just recommended me to do this. So I'm on a 90-day challenge. Okay, I have to do this. Third thing is have patience, and fourth thing is have role models in life. Okay, you just have to. There's nothing called as copying in this world. Everybody's copying. You can't tell that anybody is copying. You can't put a copyright strike on that. Okay, everybody is copying. Like what? uh, like for maths, everything is just everything is just repackaged in different ways and forms and just given passed on to one generation to the other. Okay, so these were the four things, and yeah, so that's it. And if you're not a part of a community, so you can just click the link below and join a webinar, because if you're in class 10th now, and I'm not recording videos nowadays because I'm not getting time. Yeah, I have to study also, so I'm recording podcast because this is much easier for me. So if you're not a part of the community, you can just join the webinar, and also there's a link to free resource. Okay, you can just grab that because this fully AI powered. You can just automate how you can automate how much you have to study, what to revise. And I have used this system for 1 year. Okay, you might be feeling like I'm talking very fast. Okay, nowadays, and people say like talk slowly to me, but I can't control myself. I just talk very fast. So, and yeah, so just you can just be a part of community. And if you're facing problem memorizing long answers in history, geography, and science too. Okay, I used to face that, and I just came out of that problem. Okay, I used to get very low marks. Okay, so you can just jump in and be a part of a community. It is fully AI powered system which will tell you what you have to study and revise. Just click the link below and you can just get inside, and see you in the next episode. All the best.